Before you hit go live, there are a few silent blockers that stop any streamer, even when everything looks correct. Miss just one, and your stream simply won't start, no matter what tool you use. Most of the time, it's not a random YouTube bug. It's one missing setting, one wrong checkbox, or a video file that's fine for uploads, but not built for live. Fix them once, and you stop fighting random failures forever. Mistake number 1. Your channel isn't phone verified, so you don't have access to live streaming yet. And if it's your first time enabling live streaming, YouTube may take some time to activate it. So, do this first, before you touch files, keys, or stream settings. You'll usually notice it when you go to YouTube Studio, Create, Go Live. YouTube will prompt you to verify, but you don't need to wait for that prompt. Do it proactively. Open YouTube Studio on desktop. Settings, Channel, Feature Eligibility, Intermediate Features, Phone Verification. Mistake number 2 is all about the details when you create the stream, and there are 2 paths, manual setup or a connected channel. Manual setup, follow this protocol. Go to YouTube Studio, Create, Go Live, Schedule Stream, Visibility. Set it to public, or at least unlisted, unless you intentionally want a private stream. Private streams are a common "it's running, but nobody sees it" situation. Then choose Streaming Software. Set these during setup, not later. Auto start. Turn it on, so the moment your signal arrives, YouTube can start the stream automatically. Auto stop. Decide intentionally. If you want the option to stop the stream remotely from your encoder streaming setup, turn auto stop on. If you're running long loops and want to reduce the chance of unexpected stops during interruptions, keep auto stop off and end it intentionally. Then copy what Gyre needs. Copy the stream key and copy the stream ID for that scheduled live stream and paste them into Gyre. So do this first, before you touch files, keys, or stream settings. Connected channel, simpler workflow. If you connect your YouTube channel via authorization through the YouTube API inside Gyre, the workflow becomes simpler. Gyre can pull the stream details when they already exist and are active, and it lets you launch and edit stream details directly inside Gyre, instead of jumping between tabs. So it's not magic, it's simply less manual work. Match the stream profile. Your stream key and stream settings should match what you're actually streaming. Keep your playlist consistent. Same general resolution and FPS, no big quality jumps. That's exactly why Gyre doesn't let you run a playlist with mixed specs. The goal is to feed YouTube a clean, stable stream profile and avoid problems on YouTube's side. Mistake number 3 is permissions, especially on the very first authorization via the YouTube API. When you connect your channel and create your first streams through the API, approve all requested permissions. If you skip some, you often end up with partial functionality. Things won't create, won't edit, or won't launch the way you expect. And if anything feels stuck later, reauthorize. Reauthorization refreshes access and clears most "it should work" cases. Now the trust part, because there's a myth here. Authorization through the YouTube API does not give a third-party service unlimited access to your channel. You approve specific permissions, YouTube enforces them, and you can review or remove that access from your Google account at any time. Mistake number 4 is content prep. A video can be perfect for uploads and still be a bad fit for live streaming. Live is a real-time pipeline. It's less forgiving. Here's the clean rule set. Use a supported file format. If you're not sure, standardize it. Keep quality consistent, typically HD or Full HD unless you're truly running 4K. Use the H.264 codec in our workflow. Then, optimize the content to match YouTube Live requirements. That's what keeps the stream stable. And the key consistency rule. Everything in the playlist should share the same general technical profile, same resolution and FPS. That prevents YouTube from having to adjust your stream mid-run. If you need to adapt originals, Gyre has a built-in converter with presets. It supports a wide range of formats and helps standardize files for different stream types and platforms. Just remember, conversion uses Vcoins, so plan that up front. Mistake number 5 is storage planning. When you're preparing a lot of content, it's easy to fill storage right up to the limit, and then you have no buffer for changes, conversions, or new files. Also, once a file is actively streaming, you don't want to be reorganizing everything mid-run, so plan it calmly before launch. Check the real file sizes you're going to stream. Make sure your package storage fits the full set, and leave extra space for conversion outputs and future uploads. All right, before you hit go live, run this do this first checklist. First, phone verify the channel and make sure live streaming is enabled. Second, choose your setup path. If you connect manually, create a scheduled stream. Choose streaming software, set visibility to public, Turn Auto Start on and decide Auto Stop based on whether you want remote stopping or maximum protection against unexpected stops. Then copy the stream key and stream ID into Gyre. If you connect through authorization via the YouTube API in Gyre, approve all permissions for full functionality. And if anything feels off, reauthorize. Third, keep one stream profile, one playlist, one consistent technical setup. Prep the content to match YouTube Live requirements. Keep specs consistent and plan storage plus Vcoins in advance if you'll be converting. Fix these once and streaming stops being luck. It becomes a system.
What's Gyre? Gyre is the tool for launching continuous streams on YouTube. Learn more about Gyre in the following videos. See you there.